Episode 13. If the Sabbath was only for Jews, why did Jesus say it was made for man? Key text, Mark 2:27. And he said unto them, The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. If the Sabbath was only for Jews, why did Jesus himself say it was made for man, not for a nation, not for a tribe, not for ceremonial rituals, but for mankind? In Mark 2:27, Jesus declares, The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Let's break this down with no spin. He didn't say it was made for Jews. He didn't say it was for Israel only. He said it was made for man, the Greek word anthropos, which means humanity, mankind, all people. This is a direct rebuttal to the lie that the Sabbath is Jewish. That excuse might work in a tradition-based sermon, but it collapses in the face of Scripture. Let's rewind to the first Sabbath. Genesis 2:2-3 tells us that on the seventh day, God rested, blessed the day, and sanctified it. Now let's ask, were there any Jews at that time? No. There was no Abraham, no Moses, no Israelites. There was only Adam and Eve, the first two humans. And God gave them the Sabbath, a holy, set-apart day, long before any law was written on stone or any covenant made with Israel. That proves the Sabbath is not Jewish. It's human. It was created in Eden, not Sinai. And it was made as a gift, not a burden. In Mark chapter 2:27, Jesus was correcting the Pharisees who had twisted the Sabbath into a legalistic trap. They added man-made rules and sucked the joy out of God's rest. Jesus reminded them, the Sabbath was made for man, for his blessing, refreshing, communion, and restoration. And who made it? Jesus did. John 1:3 says, All things were made by him. So when he said, the Sabbath was made for man, he was talking about something he himself created for our benefit. That means the Sabbath is not just a law, it's a creation gift. It's the weekly reminder that you're not just a machine, you're a child of the Creator. Now let's expose the real deception. Churches claim that was just for the Jews, but they're happy to keep the other 9 commandments. No one says, don't murder. Oh wait, that's just for Jews. No one dismisses, thou shalt not steal as a Jewish law. So why do they target the 4th commandment? Because it's the only one that calls you to remember who God is. It's the only one that defines his authority as creator of heaven and earth. And it's the only one that calls for your time, not just your belief. That's why Satan hates it. Because if he can make the world forget the Sabbath, he can make them forget the Creator. But Jesus didn't forget it. He kept it. He honored it. And he declared it was made for man, not just Israel. And if Hebrews 13:8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, then his Sabbath gift still stands. So here's the question. If you are human and the Sabbath was made for humans, why are you rejecting it? Because calling the Sabbath Jewish is not only biblically wrong, it's a rejection of the very day Jesus made for you. Don't call God's creation a burden. Don't call his gift a curse. Don't call his time legalism. Call it what it is, holy, blessed, sanctified, made for you.